Welcome to the Queen of Hearts podcast. And here's the queen herself, registered dietitian Heather Klug. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Queen of Hearts podcast. I am Bethany DeBrew-Adams. I'm the social media coordinator at the Karen Jahn Center, and the reason I am hosting today is because it is the Queen's birthday, and we're having a little birthday party for Heather.
Woohoo!
Yes, we thought it would be fun to dig into Heather's birthday past and birthday present. Haha, see what I did there?
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
So, Heather, I want you to take a deep breath and humor me because we're going to take a little journey back. Pop that 8-track into the player.
I did have those.
Turn on Paul McCartney's Band on the Run, which was the #1 song the day you were born. And kick off your platform shoes.
Okay, they're off.
They're off. All right, we're going back to the 1970s when little Heather was born. When Richard Nixon...
1 minute after midnight, people.
When Richard Nixon was president, when people were streaking across football and baseball stadiums.
I don't do that.
And believe it or not, eating glass for fun. That was an interesting little tidbit that I found on the internet. Yeah.
Interesting.
We complain about, eating Tide Pods and stuff. Come on.
That just sounds stupid.
Right?
Painful.
When you watched Happy Days with your pet rock.
Oh, I love Happy Days.
And munched on the trendiest food of the year. Do you have any guess what would be the trendiest food the year you were born?
Pop Rocks?
No, but
I don't know.
Similar texture.
Okay.
Granola.
Really?
I know. Isn't that weird? To me, to think of granola as like a trendy food just cracks me up. So if there's any of you out there who could take a guess as to the year that Heather was born, contact us through our Facebook page and let us know. You might win a prize.
I guess I can't reveal my age at all during this episode.
Mm-hmm. Well, if it happens, it happens, but that means people have to be listening really closely.
Okay.
So it was a simpler time back then when you were born, Heather.
Yes, I guess.
So first of all, let's start with the big question. Are you a birthday lover or are you a birthday hater?
Oh, I am a birthday lover.
Okay.
Yes. I don't think I always was maybe growing up, but now that I'm an adult, I try to stretch it out for as long as I can. It usually ends up being a birthday week.
Oh, okay. Well, you're getting to where my mom kind of tries to stretch it out for the entire month. So maybe as you get older, you can just like add a week with each
I like that idea.
or something.
I love that. Yes.
So let's think back to when you were little, to the days of little tiny Heather. Do any of your birthdays from when you were a kid stand out at all in your mind?
None that I fully remember, just see through pictures. I kind of feel like birthdays weren't as big of a deal in the 70s. They weren't as big of a production as they are now. I think I recall certainly having a birthday cake and singing happy birthday and blowing out the candle. I remember pin the tail on the donkey if we did have a birthday.
Or a scavenger hunt if you had a party.
Yeah, but, my birthday was always around the end of the school year.
Okay.
In fact, when I was, in middle school and high school, I was probably usually taking a test on my birthday, which stunk,
Yeah. Fun.
But none that really stand out to me, but I have a couple pictures and certainly some stories of a couple of my birthdays.
Care to share?
Yeah, like when I was 4, I had a Cookie Monster cake.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, I think it's one my mom made.
I think there were lots of moms ventured into cake baking and decorating back then.
Yeah, yes, I remember that picture. I loved Sesame Street, and I must have loved Cookie Monster because
how times have changed.
Yeah, but probably the one that gets talked about the most in my house is my first birthday. I obviously don't remember that at all.
You don't?
But my mom talks about it all the time because she was so mad at me.
What did you do? You were a year old.
I know. So picture me strapped in the high chair. She puts the cake that she put a lot of work into, that she made for me to make a mess with, right?
Oh, dear.
She puts it in front of me and she says to 1-year-old Heather, "All right, here's your birthday cake. Do whatever you want with it." So what did I do? I pushed it on the floor.
And thus a registered dietitian was born. Even then,
guess.
she knew that cake is not the healthiest choice.
My mom was so mad, and apparently she was yelling at me.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and my great-grandma lived with us at the time, and she goes, now, Debbie, you cannot be mad at her. You told her you could do whatever she wanted.
That's true.
It's very true.
It's interesting that you were able to process that as a 1-year-old, and you were like, you know what? Forget this. I'm pushing this cake on the floor.
I think I was just always stubborn.
I think that's that phase. I think 1-year-olds go through that phase where they just like dropping things to see what happens.
Maybe. I don't know.
You probably were very satisfied. I'm picturing you like giggling like crazy.
Yeah.
Like that was the funniest thing in the world.
Probably. And that probably made my mom even madder.
No,
you're supposed to get messy and we're supposed to take pictures.
The mess is supposed to be on your face, not on the floor.
Yeah. Like, hey, I saved you a bath, woman. What else do you want?
So what about as you got older? Do you have any memory, or, memorable birthdays from when you were, teens, 20s?
I don't know. Maybe I'm sure I got together with friends and we'd go to roller skating rinks or something like that. Yes. I did like to roller skate.
The roller rink party was very popular in the 80s.
Oh,
and the McDonald's Playland party, that was another one.
I'm sure I had one there. I don't recall, but that was like a big thing back in the 70s and 80s.
I think those were kind of like the main... The parties that weren't at your house. Yeah. Because most of the parties were just at someone's house, I think.
Yeah.
At least the ones like I remember.
Yeah, it was McDonald's, I think, a roller rink, or Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh, see, we didn't have Chuck E. Cheese where I lived. But I've heard stories.
Those were fun. Mm-hmm.
I've heard it's just...
I don't remember personally having a birthday party there, but I went to some that were there.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I've never been.
No top standouts, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. More memorable ones in my adult years, I suppose. Obviously, the 21st birthday.
Well, it's a good thing that you can remember your 21st birthday. Because you went to college here in Wisconsin, just like I did.
Yep.
And your 21st
in
birthday,
lacrosse.
It's a rite of passage anywhere, but here in Wisconsin, we do it up.
That's
round.
right. Yep.
So if you can remember any of it, that's an outstanding
It was a fun birthday.
Okay. So do birthdays mean something different to you now that, you're an adult now and you've got some adulthood under your belt? Do they hit you differently than they did before?
I think so. I don't know. I think more deeply about them. Like, oh, this was the day I was born. And, you just, I don't know.
Do you call your mom and give her a thanks, Mom?
No, I probably should. She usually ends up calling me.
I would hope so.
Yeah. I don't know if I thank her for being born, but I don't know. I think their birthdays are like a time of reflection for me now, right?
Sure.
Like, oh, I'm this age and, what all did I do this past year?
Yeah.
Like, look at all the things I learned how to do or just learned about, became more aware about.
Yeah.
Or aware of.
Given the state of the world here in 2020, has this been a particularly reflective year for you since, we're in June and we've been under, we're not under an official lockdown anymore, but obviously
But most people are still being pretty careful.
Right. We're definitely not reverted back to pre-coronavirus anything right now.
At least people in my family and my circle of friends, we're not like, let's go party now.
Right. So did you find yourself kind of thinking a little bit more about anything about, maybe having to adjust to change a little more abruptly or your health, that kind of thing?
I don't know if it's really made me reflect on my health a ton, although I'm very blessed to be very healthy. I do work at it, but just having all this time at home and being mostly with family. I don't know if it was the birthday that necessarily did it, but,
right.
It does make you sit back and kind of count your blessings a little bit more. Like, you know what, I can't go out and really, celebrate like crazy like I maybe would have before. But you know what? I'm healthy. My family is healthy. We have enough food to eat. I'm still employed. Like, there's still a lot of great things to be thankful for.
Yeah. Do you often use your birthday as a time to reflect, on your health or like renew commitments that you've made to yourself? Like, I know people kind of are, like you said, well, here I am, and another year has gone by, and another year where I didn't go skydiving like I said I was going to by the time I was 40. You know, like,
okay.
Are those kind of things you think about? Or
yeah, I don't know if I think about it that deeply every single year. I think for me it's more at the end of every decade. Okay. So you got a little time yet. I got a few more years yet before the next decade comes, but each decade is kind of like, what haven't, like you said, what haven't I done yet? What are some places I still want to visit? What are some things I want to do yet, with my life?
Yeah. And I think, like we were just saying, this time with everything that's going on, it's a good reflection time and a good time to revamp that bucket list.
Yeah. If you I mean, I'm pretty healthy overall. I'm not trying to brag, but I am pretty healthy. So I guess that I haven't thought about a ton, mostly because I'm pretty consistent with my eating and, maybe not as good with the exercise, but I've been doing pretty good with that too. And yes, I'm pretty healthy. My heart age is like 11 years younger than my actual age.
Not brag or anything.
I know, right? So my heart is super healthy. I mean,
can you explain, you just said heart age. Can you explain to folks out there who don't know what that means? Because we do, but.
Yeah, so it's comparing your chronological age to how old your heart actually thinks it is. Okay. Right? And there's some data that needs to be put into the calculator. So it's your age and your gender, whether or not you smoke. I'm trying to think what else is in there. Your blood pressure reading. Diabetes. Do you have diabetes? Your BMI is put in there. There's some of them where you can put in your cholesterol numbers too. Okay. That one's a little bit more advanced. So yeah, it looks at that data because those are the things that are going to influence your health more than anything. Sure. Or one of them was, are you on a medication for blood pressure too? So yeah, so when I do those, I'm like 10 to 11 years yet under my chronological age. Nice. So my heart thinks it's way younger than I actually am.
And I would just like to say her face says she's younger than she actually is, too.
Thank you. I don't think so.
No, well,
that's the one thing I have not done quite as well with. I do have a lot of lines on my forehead because back in the 80s and 90s, I mean, sunscreen was not a huge focus.
As a matter of fact, it was all about like the
put on
SPF 2 oil.
I'd use 2 or 4. Oh gosh. Right? And then we'd use baby oil to attract it. And I do have a little bit darker skin color, like an olive skin color, so I do tan really easily. Yeah. But then boy, in your 30s it's like, where'd all those wrinkles come from?
Or with me, I have the white spots. Where I think this is an age thing too, where like when you tan, now you have little white spots like all over the place. I don't know what causes that. I've read about that, but I used to be a lifeguard, so I spent my summers in the sun. So it is very difficult for me to not be tan. Yeah. Like I think it's ingrained in my mind that it's makes me happy. So I have lots of sun damage because I am more fair than you are. Yeah. But I still think you look great for your age. You look great for any age, but you look great for your age.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So do you use your birthday as an opportunity to have the other talk with your family about heart history and health history? Like we have our version of the talk when we're kids and our parents talk to us about the birds and the bees. Yeah. So we get to have our awkward talk with them about so who died of what in our family. And
yeah, I don't think that happens necessarily on my birthday. But over the years, it certainly has kind of come up, whether, I'm pretty healthy again, but for a while I had some digestive issues. And it just turned up I was lactose intolerant, but it was really messing my digestive system up. So there'd be things I'd ask my mom about. Or if I'd go to the doctor and I'd have to fill out the forms and they ask about family history of various diseases. Right. And I'd answer them as if we didn't have any of that stuff because as far as I knew, we didn't. But later I'd say, do we have any cancer in our family? Surprise. And if so, which kinds, right? We do have in my family, we have muscular dystrophy. So a certain type of that runs in the females in our family, right?
Okay.
And then the men get the disease. But so there's always been kind of a little bit of that healthcare discussion going on because there's certain people that are carriers, so we discuss those kind of things.
Sure.
Yeah. So a little bit. My dad's the opposite. Like, I do know certain things on that side of the family because his siblings will talk about it, or I know about my grandparents. There is some heart disease and type 2 diabetes, right? Mm-hmm. So a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of popped up, but not necessarily on my birthday, but I do think it probably is a good way to really talk about those kind of things, right?
Yeah.
So make sure you're all doing that with your loved ones too. It's hard to maybe bring that kind of stuff up.
It's not a fun conversation to have, but
it's important, right?
Yeah.
Because then you can know what you need to be on the lookout for.
Exactly. It kind of gives everybody a little bit of peace of mind moving forward. So, okay, back to your birthday.
Okay.
Are there any traditions for your birthday that either you've created for yourself kind of as an adult or that have continued from when you were younger?
Not so much, I don't think. I'm trying to think of something exciting here. I usually sleep in.
That's
on my
good
birthday.
Tradition.
I usually go for a walk if the weather's nice.
Do you take the day off typically? If you can.
If I can, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. This year, thankfully, I had the day off, so I didn't have to worry about that because it was on my usual day off on a Monday.
True. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I try to take the day off and kind of do something sort of active. Yeah.
See, I'm the other way. I do something passive. Like if I can get a massage on my birthday, that's what I'm going to do.
I did go shopping.
Well, there you go. That's cardio.
I usually try to do that because I'm like, I like to get out to a store and kind of buy something for myself that I think I'd really like. That's right.
Treat yourself.
That's how I treat myself. So I might not do it with food necessarily, but I might buy something that I really like. That's not too expensive.
Do you have cake on your birthday?
No.
Why don't you have cake on your birthday?
I don't know.
This is my question for anybody who doesn't have cake on their birthday.
Yeah, that's one of them that didn't carry over, I guess. I'm not a huge cake person.
Okay.
I don't know. It doesn't really thrill me, but I love brownies. So I usually have a brownie on my birthday.
It's
kind of like
you make it, you could either have a cakey brownie or a fudgy brownie.
But I like chocolate. And chocolate cake doesn't do it for me, but a brownie does.
Good to know.
Doesn't even have to have like frosting on it or anything. I like just a regular boxed mixed brownie even, which I know is horrible because I tell people to limit processed foods, but every once in a while, right? I don't eat them often.
So I have to tell you a little brownie story about myself because I'm not a huge brownie person. I'm very particular about them. I don't, like nuts and stuff like that, but I like brownie batter. So I have been known to make myself a bowl of brownie batter and eat it. And when I was younger, my mom would tell me to make a batch of brownies or whatever to have with dinner. And then she'd say, why are these brownies so skinny and crunchy and dry? And it was because I had eaten like half the batter before the rest of it went in the pan.
Huh.
So
usually people do that with chocolate chip cookie dough. That I would do when I was younger.
See, that I wouldn't do as much. I would do it, but I wouldn't do it as much as brownie batter.
Yum.
I think chocolate chip cookie dough, unless you bought the tube of it, it was much more labor intensive to make chocolate chip cookie dough. Brownie batter was like the box stuff and then like the oil and an egg, which I know you should not eat raw eggs, but I never got sick.
Okay.
So here's one more question for you. What is your idea of the perfect birthday? Like, this would be top of the list, best birthday that you ever had. What would it be?
Wow. Anything I want, huh?
Anything you want.
Wow. Okay. I think I would go to Hawaii with my husband.
Good start.
Yes. Leave the kids at home. Well, someone would watch them, but they're not coming. I love my children, but they could stay home.
Them. You wouldn't lock them in the garage for a week? Okay, that's good.
I don't want people to think like, wow, she'd just leave her kids at home.
Oh, my God.
No, but my husband and I would go to Hawaii. Again, I would sleep in because I love that. And then I would probably start the day with a healthy breakfast whatever that is in Hawaii. Eggs, I don't know. I'd have pineapple, I'm sure.
There you go. Pineapple would be good.
I'd probably do something active, so it'd be kind of cool to like maybe explore a volcano or do some kind of hike there just because it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
If they have zip lining, I would totally go zip lining.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I might even do it like twice through. Like
Daredevil.
Love zip lining. So
I enjoy it too.
Yeah, and then I would come back and I would lay by the pool and
not the beach
or the beach, whichever.
Okay.
Whichever.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. Beach would be fine too. And then I'd probably lay around, maybe have a cocktail. And then,
ooh, what kind of cocktail would you have?
So I love mojitos.
Oh, good choice.
So I'd maybe have one of those.
Pina colada.
I'm not as big on a pina colada. That or like a rum and Diet Coke. I know it's kind of boring, but rum and Coke with a lime.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then I would go to a luau.
Ooh.
And I would be one of the people that would go up if they said, are there any volunteers that would want to learn how to hula?
would be first
I'd be
in
raising
line.
my hand and running up there, even if they didn't choose me.
Ooh, would you wear the coconut bra?
Oh, sure, I guess.
All right. You'd like go full on, like coconut bra, grass skirt.
I guess, sure. I don't think they do that, but
I'm wondering how far you'd go. How far, much
depends
like
on my
Moana,
drinks.
how far would you go?
Depends on my drinks I maybe had, Bethany.
And what about a gift?
And I'm not a huge drinker, by the way, but just to point that out.
What about a gift? What does your husband give you that's like the best birthday gift? And don't say the trip to Hawaii. Pretend that magically was bestowed upon you.
Oh,
So
I have no idea. I don't know.
you should see the face she's making everybody. She's just like,
Because I'm weird about gifts. I don't
it
know what.
can be
I can
something
never,
simple.
you know, like he'll ask, do you want anything for your birthday? No, I don't really need anything.
What about a big, beautiful lei?
Like, I want to go out and buy something myself.
You want him to say, here's the credit card, buy yourself whatever the heck you want.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't have anything like top of mind that I would really, really want. Like one year I did really want like the Grease soundtrack, the CD, because I didn't have it. It's my favorite movie and I didn't have it.
Not have the
and
soundtrack?
the movie. I'm like, get me Grease 1 and Grease 2. I'll be happy.
Ooh, and Grease 2.
Yeah.
See, that's how you know a true fan, because she loves them both, even though the sequel, we all know, has its flaws.
Yeah,
But
I don't expect like a big gift or anything like that. I feel like we're old enough where I'm like, if I really want something, I can just go buy it myself. That's fine.
that is so the opposite of me.
I don't know. It's how I am.
So you wouldn't have him buy you like a souvenir or something from Hawaii?
No, I can buy that myself.
Fine, then. Well, happy birthday, Heather.
Thank you.
And hopefully this year, being the dumpster fire that it's been so far, moving forward, you have a happy and healthy and otherwise terrific 2020 and beginning of 2021.
Well, you know what? One of the things from this is, you know, you reflect and it's like, you know what? I'm healthy. My family's healthy. I have a job still.
Yeah,
You know,
for sure.
we got a lot of great blessings. So.
A lot of stuff to be thankful for
Yes.
and be happy about.
So I wish that for others out there too. I hope we can all just kind of do what we need to do so everybody can be as healthy as possible.
Exactly. It's a great plan. All right. Well, thanks for listening, everybody. Thanks for being my special guest on your podcast, Heather.
Yeah,
And-
thank you. Can we just do a shout out to some of our listeners in other areas?
Oh, yes, that's right. We do have some listeners from other countries.
Like Ireland, Germany popped up in there, India. There was somebody in the Dominican Republic. I don't know if they were vacationing or.
I'm jealous of whoever that is.
And certainly different states within the United States. So we thank you all so much for listening in.
And if you like what you hear, be sure to subscribe to us so that you don't miss an episode. So until next time, everybody,
Be the ruler of your own heart.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you for joining us on the Queen of Hearts podcast. Our podcast is recorded here at the Karen Yance Women's Cardiac Awareness Center inside Aurora St. Luke's Medical Center in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. For more heart-healthy tips, info, recipes, and more, visit our website at www.karenyancecenter.org. Like us on Facebook at Karen Yance Center and follow us on Pinterest. If you like what you hear, subscribe to our show and be sure to tell your friends. Until next time, ladies, be ruler of your own heart.